Hey everybody, today I am making some lasagna. So I take my pot and I heat it up. I let it get hot, and then I add my ground chuck. You can use ground chuck, ground turkey, ground chicken, ground whatever you want to use. It's up to you. You can use a combination of things. It is totally up to you. And how much you use is up to you based on your family size. I'm using, it's going to be like an 11 by 13 casserole dish. But it's going to be deep. So, yeah. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown this meat off and drain it. And then I'll add in my vegetables. All right. So, I'm just moving it around and making sure that I get it browned and so that it's not left in big chunks. I'm kind of breaking it up too as well. I also drain it. I also season it after I drain it because I don't want to pour off the seasoning. So I've drained it and added it back to the pot. And now I'm going to add my onion, my bell pepper, and my garlic. Even though I'm using a jar sauce, I still like to add my own seasonings in it to kind of doctor up the sauce. You don't have to do that, but I do. So it's totally up to you. All right, so now I'm adding my salt, black pepper, garlic powder, things like that. And then I'm going to let this cook a little bit, let those vegetables sweat a little bit. And yeah. See all the seasoning flying around? And I'm also adding some Italian seasoning. All right, so I'm just going to stir that together, get that all mixed up, and then let it go for a few minutes so those vegetables can kind of break down a little bit. And then the meat can be flavored with those vegetables and all the seasoning, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've added my sauce, and now what I'm going to do is I put a little bit of water in there to get the excess sauce out of there. I put the lid back on and I shake it up, and then I pour that into the sauce, into the pot. Don't ask me where the footage went of me pouring the original sauce in there because I have no idea what just happened. I don't even know I don't even know. But we can pretend like it was in there, okay? Okay. As long as we're on the same page. Okay, so I let this go. I let this simmer for a good hour. I don't just, some people just barely heat it, but I feel like the flavor develops better if you just let it go for a little bit. I let it go for an hour or more. It's up to you. You do you. But that's how I like to do it. Okay, now this part is totally optional. I take some ricotta cheese, a 15-ounce container, and put it in a bowl, and then I add some Parmesan cheese, and then I'm gonna crack 2 eggs in there. Do it over another bowl because don't do like me, y'all. Do better than me. I also add a little salt and pepper in there. I gotta find my pepper mill because I really prefer fresh ground black pepper, but I gotta find my pepper mill. But anyway, yeah, you crack the eggs in there, crack them in a different bowl. Don't put it in there first. And then I'm going to mix that up and set it aside. All right, so we are ready to assemble our lasagna. I don't boil the noodles. You can boil the noodles. I do not. I just put them in here and I put them in the oven, put this lasagna in the oven. I do not boil the noodles anymore. I stopped doing that a long time ago. But it's totally up to you. If you want to boil them, boil them. Go right ahead. But this is what I do. I just stack it. It doesn't have to be stacked perfectly because as it cooks, the pasta is going to expand and it is going to be in there really well. So you don't have to worry about stacking it perfectly, okay? So what I do, I add a little sauce at the bottom. I add my noodles. I add my ricotta layer. I'm going to do 2 ricotta layers. I'm not going to show you both because that's just crazy. Okay, and I just put it in there. It don't have to be in there perfect. Because like I said, as everything cooks, it's going to spread out a little bit. I do like it saucy. I like enough sauce so that it's not dry as a chip when it's done. All right, so you're going to add that sauce in there. And then you're going to add some more noodles. You could have added some shredded cheese on top if you wanted, but that's up to you. All right. And then now I'm going to add some more sauce. Yep. I just like to alternate you put in there whatever you want, really. I like to alternate the layers. You don't even have to use ricotta. If you don't like ricotta cheese, you don't have to use it. This doesn't really, you don't really taste the ricotta in this. It gives it an extra creaminess. It gives it an extra texture in there. And then especially because I mixed it with the Parmesan cheese and the egg, it's more like a sauce than it is how the ricotta cheese is in the container. So yeah, now you're going to add your shredded cheese, more noodles. Oh no, I was wrong. I use this, I like this. It's fresh mozzarella and it's seasoned with different seasonings. It is so good on pizza and omelets. Y'all, it is so freaking good. There was only a few little pieces left because the kids had eaten just about all of it the day before. It was a brand new container. They put it in their omelets. Yes, they make their own omelets. Anyways, but yeah. So I put this in there. Y'all, this fresh mozzarella, y'all really have to try it. I think I'm going to do a video with some fresh mozzarella one day just to show y'all the versatility of it. All right, so you're going to add some more noodles. See, now I'm just doing anything. I'm just putting these noodles in here any kind of way. It don't even matter, child. They're going to eat it regardless. You could crush all them things up and put it in there. They still going to eat it. You could use spaghetti. You could use whatever. They going to eat it. They don't care. So, you're going to some more sauce. And yeah, you do as many layers as you like. You can use whatever size container you like. Just make sure you add enough meat accordingly. I probably used about 3 pounds of meat. And I used a 1 large jar of sauce. And it was plenty. Okay, so there we go. The top layer is really gonna be packed with sauce because you want it to steam and cook down into the other layer so that those raw noodles cook. This is not the time to be stingy with the sauce, especially if you're not cooking those noodles beforehand. You really, really, really need to put enough sauce in there to steam to cook those noodles. And I like the texture better like this because the noodles don't get super soggy. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to cover with foil, shiny side inward, and let it bake for about 40 minutes. And then you're going to check the noodles for tenderness, okay? Alrighty, so you're going to take it out after it's cooked for an hour on 400. I think I forgot to say that earlier. And check for tenderness. This is ready to add my cheese. And what I do is I like to check to make sure it's still moist, and it is. It's not dried out at all. But it's not runny either. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna add whatever kind of cheddar cheese you like. Not cheddar, shredded cheese you like. And I like to totally cover the top with shredded cheese. I'm using a finely shredded mozzarella. It's up to you what you like to use. But here it is before it goes into the oven. And then here it is once it comes out. Baked it at 400 for another 20 minutes. And there you go. All done. I let it rest for about 20 minutes before I cut into it. All right. So here's me trying to get the first cut. The first cut is always difficult. But if you let it rest, it'll come out easier. All right, so here goes. See? And it came out. All right, and here it is. This is it. It's not running all over the place because I let it rest. I didn't cut it some of it, and that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.